Welcome back into the Dallas Cowboys Report, second time today. There's been enough buzz and rumblings and rumors and, frankly, outright reports as well around Cam Newton and the Cowboys that we're going to do an entire video for you on a potential addition for the Cowboys at backup quarterback. As I'm sure you guys know, it happened in the middle of our filming the Garrett, Gilbert, Cooper Rush situation, with Gilbert being released and Rush now being the backup. More on Rush in a minute here. The Patriots cut Cam Newton. I did briefly mention that in the video as a potential option for the Cowboys. There are now multiple reports out there. Patrick Walker, Jordan Schultz of ESPN, Josina Anderson, that the Cowboys will at least explore Cam Newton as a backup quarterback option. No guarantee the Cowboys will sign him, but they will at least look into Newton as a potential option behind Dak Prescott. Now, I do want to make one thing very clear. Cam Newton is not the same player he was in his prime. The production we saw last year when, by the way, he wasn't as good coming back from his own bout with COVID. More on that side in a second here. Newton, in 2020, passing-wise, was not that great. The completion was pretty solid, but you see the touchdown and interception ratio. It wasn't something solid or good from Cam Newton. He is by no means any threat whatsoever to Dak Prescott as a potential starter, but that is something worth monitoring from passing. Now, Newton, even as he ages, does still offer you plenty as a runner. He was heavily utilized on the ground, especially inside in the red zone for the Patriots last year. And I think it's very clear right now that Cam Newton, even though he's not what he was in his prime, is an upgrade over the Cowboys' current backup. Right now, that is only Cooper Rush. Garrett, Gilbert, and DiNucci have both been released. We will see if the Cowboys end up adding one of those two or maybe somebody else to the practice squad for the Cowboys. Now, we're going to go more in depth, some of the pluses and the very real minuses that exist for now around potentially signing Cam Newton. But first, I want you guys to get your votes in. What would you guys do? You're Jerry Jones. Are you signing Cam Newton? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. Type Y for yes or type in N for no. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and get your votes in. First, I want to start with some of the positives around Cam Newton, the obvious one overall. Newton is the best backup quarterback on the market. Newton is no longer a starter. I don't know where he's going to go in the NFL where he can be a starting quarterback. Houston, maybe, but they've kind of signed Tyrod Taylor. They're going to give Davis Mills, I assume, a chance at some point this season. Washington went with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Newton's a backup right now. That's the role he's going to have to accept if he wants to play or wait for some other quarterback to end up getting hurt. That is going to have to be his role. He will have to accept that mindset. Outside of, maybe Will Grier, there's some Doug Nussmeier connection there that could potentially be an option as well. I think Newton is the most obvious upgrade available right now over Cooper Rush. And I'm not trying to hate on Cooper Rush here, but the guy hasn't done much in his NFL career. Yeah, he's hung around as a backup. Yeah, I think Dak Prescott, Kellen Moore like him. We'll get to the chemistry stuff, how that impacts it here in a little bit. But I don't think anyone in their right mind, based only on the field, which we'll get into the off-field stuff here in a minute, could argue that Cam Newton isn't better than Cooper Rush. Cam's not what he was in his prime. I want to emphasize that point too. But as a backup quarterback, it's not often you find someone of his caliber available here with September just around the corner. Now, if you're a gambling man like myself or a gambling woman, you should bet on the Cowboys to win the NFC East this year. Head over to our sportsbook partner. That's BetUS. It's chatsports.com/bet. That link right there, bottom of your screen. Use promo code Cowboys125. When you do that, it gets you a 125% deposit bonus. Now, that's $100 in, boom, extra 125 for free. You can bet on the Cowboys from the NFC East, Dak for MVP or comeback player of the year. They'll have fun prop bets over, under on various stats and games, of course. You can bet on win-losses every single week. Do it with our sportsbook partner. It's chatsports.com/bet. Don't forget that promo code Cowboys125. Now, we're talking about the backup quarterback room right now. And I want to remind everybody that when you have a player of Dak Prescott's caliber, backup quarterback isn't as important. There's a very difficult to find balance between finding a good one and finding one who is cheap and affordable and hopefully will never ever play for you. I think this could work for the Cowboys because Cam Newton is fairly cheap. The one thing I think that Dallas has emphasized in recent years is you do want some good chemistry between quarterback 1 and quarterback 2. In all likelihood, the number one job of the backup quarterback this year is going to help out Dak Prescott. To be there, help out with some game planning, help identify some stuff as well, be a good supporting cast member to your franchise quarterback. Now, I'm not worried about Newton, commandeering the locker room or anything. Like, Dak Prescott is the guy. Dak Prescott is the reason why the Cowboys will make the playoffs or not. If he plays well, they're going to have a chance. Now, the defense, of course, will hold its end of the bargain, but Dak's the key. But let's say, God forbid, Dak misses a game or two, Newton is a more than qualified backup to win at least one of those games for you. I think that the Cam Newton-Andy Dalton comparison is fairly similar. I think that would be the level of expectation if Dak were to go down for an extended period of time with hopefully a better defense as well. But it's all about Dak. Dak has to be your key part of offense. And again, there's no chance Newton's better than Dak. If you do, you are literally just being, if you do feel that way, you're literally just being a hater. So what's your confidence level in Dak Prescott? Rate this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, keeping in mind with how Cam Newton could impact Dak Prescott, there are some notable things that we do need to discuss as it relates to Newton. First up, as Catboy Stephen Jones likes to always remind everybody, money matters here. The good news, I think Cam Newton would be very cheap. There's some salary offset stuff going on for New England that would, I think, help actually bring down Cam Newton's contract. He got most of his stuff guaranteed. Because of that, I don't think you're going to have to break the bank on Cam Newton. At this point, I think the Andy Dalton contract from last year, 1 year, maybe $3 million with some incentives, that's pretty feasible, if not less than that for Cam Newton because, well, Dalton did kind of outplay Cam Newton last season. So from a money perspective, I'm not overly concerned about that. I think that potential concern could be set aside. Now, there are some other concerns I'm going to get into here more in depth momentarily, including the vaccine side of it because that does matter. But we are not done today doing Cowboys videos. As promised, you will still get a full 53-man roster breakdown. If that's something you want, which I think everyone does, hit that big red button and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on anything. You're getting 3 videos today. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's happened in Cowboys Report history. So if you want that breakdown, hit that big red button and subscribe. My 2 number 1 concerns I think are valid are this. Number 1, is Cam Newton ready and accepting that it is time for him to be a backup quarterback? He ain't going to start in Dallas. There's 0 chance of that. I do think Cam would be a pretty good teammate. I don't think it's nearly the diva stuff that has been made up to be in the media, but Cam's got to be prepared to be the backup. And frankly, no, he's not going to play. For those of you wondering, there's 0 reason to do any Taysom Hill stuff with Cam Newton. Like, Dak Prescott is a better quarterback. I don't believe in taking a better quarterback off the field to play a lesser one. Yes, he can still run. It's fine. Got Dak Prescott. You want the better passing threat in there. The real, true number 1 concern, and regardless of how you feel, doesn't matter, this is an issue. It's the vaccination status for Cam Newton. Cam Newton is not vaccinated. And the NFL has made it very, very clear. There is a distinct competitive advantage for having players vaccinated, and a very real disadvantage if you are not vaccinated. If Cam Newton does not want to get vaccinated to come play for the Cowboys, honestly, I'm out. Because here's your nightmare scenario. No matter which way it goes, let's say Cam Newton gets COVID and there ends up being, he transfers it to Dak Prescott because the transmission rate is higher if you're not vaccinated. That's a huge problem. Or the flip side, let's say there's a breakthrough case involving Dak Prescott, who, by the way, is vaccinated. Let's say that Dak Prescott has that breakthrough case. Well, guess what? Cam Newton, since he's not vaccinated, pretty much guaranteed to be a close contact. Which, guess what? That means he's out for 5 days. So guess what? Even if Cam's testing negative, he can't play. At that point, what's the point of having your backup quarterback? I'm not jeopardizing even Dak Prescott missing a singular game because my backup quarterback didn't want to get vaccinated. No matter how you feel about it, again, doesn't really matter. There is a distinct competitive disadvantage if your backup quarterback is not vaccinated. I'm not jeopardizing that for Dak Prescott. Even if Cam Newton is better than Cooper Rush, which he is, that is a potential issue. And the Cowboys know that. And for the Cowboys, that will be a factor as they go through potential backup quarterbacks. Like it or not, that is the reality of the situation in the NFL in 2021. Now, before we go, one last question for you guys. What is the percent chance that Dallas signs Cam Newton? We've been through they'll look through it and they'll consider it before, and I wonder if that's where we're at with Cam Newton in the end. But what do you guys think? Assign a percentage for me. The percent chance that the Cowboys, end up signing Cam Newton to back up Dak Prescott.